And which one do you think is tougher? Donald Trump?
Because he did survive a gunshot.
And does anything else make him tougher, do you think? Or was it mostly his reaction to that?
He's also pretty brave.
Would your family let you go over to somebody's house who's really supportive of Donald Trump?
No.
No, they wouldn't?
No.
And why not?
Because, like, my mom and dad don't like Donald Trump at all. Not a single bit.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clevy and it is so nice to meet you guys. I looked at the title of this video and I don't even think I am ready because nothing beats a child's innocence. Their brutal honesty is second to none. You guys, this is titled 10-Year-Old's Reaction to Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. What do they have to say? Yo, it's about to get interesting, so let's dive right into it. Ooh.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear the name Kamala Harris?
Liar.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear Donald
Why
Trump?
liar?
Pure evil.
Which one do you think is more selfish?
Like, selfish? Probably her.
Kamala Harris?
Why?
Because girls are, a little bit dramatic sometimes.
Okay.
And do you think that people in the United States are ready to have another 4 years of Donald Trump if he's reelected?
No.
Why not?
Why?
Because, like, I feel like all he does is, like, complain and, like, yell.
Okay.
The researchers found that opinions of the candidates from these 10 and 11-year-olds spanned a spectrum as wide as America.
Donald Trump, he's given his life and his heart. She even shook hands with Mr. Trump to greet him before the debate, the start of the debate, which is pretty kind of when you're going against your opponent.
The study was designed by psychologist Ashley Landrum and political scientist Shanto Iyengar. Landrum conducted all the interviews and showed the students pictures of the candidates and asked them questions like,
Which one of these two do you think is more honest?
Which one of these two do you think would keep us safer if they were elected?
Landrum also showed them an emoji chart and a feelings chart and asked them questions like this.
I'm going to ask you how much you like each of these two candidates.
The questions were phrased to promote more open-ended conversations.
Okay.
I live in an apartment. I want to get a house, but it's hard.
One thing that the kids
It's already
talked a
hard
lot
for you
about,
to get the
former
house.
President Trump's legal issues.
How much do you like Donald Trump using that scale?
Oh, probably, Donald Trump probably hates me for doing this, so,
You really don't like Donald Trump?
I mean, come on, he went to, like, jail, I mean...
To be clear, while Trump was booked and released from jail, he didn't spend time behind bars. 32% of all students brought up the former president's legal issues. In general, kids who said they'd support Donald Trump did not see his legal problems as a disqualifier.
Hi, how are you doing today?
This was in May before Trump's conviction.
Should he be president again still?
Yeah, we can say, for example, JFK. He cheated on his wife, but, like, people still loved him. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, both slave owners. Being a slave owner is really bad. It's a really bad thing. But they still had 2 terms. So I think even though Trump has done bad stuff, he still deserves to run for president.
And now,
Which one of these two candidates do you think is more likely to do bad things?
Oh, convicted felon against a liar. Oh, who do I pick?
Convicted felon against the liar.
Let's say Trump because he's a convicted felon.
Do you think it's okay for somebody who is a convicted felon to become president of the United States?
Yes.
Okay.
many children were also very aware of the first assassination attempt on former President Trump.
And which one do you think is tougher? Donald Trump?
Because he did survive a gunshot.
And does anything else make him tougher, do you think?
That's badass.
Or was it mostly his reaction to that?
He's also pretty brave. I mean, if I was president and I was talking in front of a lot of people, I would be really scared.
And why would something like that happen?
There's, like, a lot of cruel people in the world and stuff. And, like, whenever something, like, bad happens to them, they'll want to take it out on somebody else that they don't like.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel?
kind of like nervous because and you never know, one day it could be you.
For Vice President Harris, students from both schools had a lot to say about her race and gender.
So, do you think it matters more to voters that she's a woman or that she's a person of color?
I don't really care about what color she is. I just care about the personality and what she wants to do.
Do you think people would be bothered at all by the fact that Kamala Harris is, half black and half
No.
Indian American?
No, because Barack Obama was elected twice, 2 terms, served all 8 years.
It'd be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history.
Yeah.
But my vote's kind of still on Trump.
86% of all
ma'am.
students our researcher talked to thought America was ready for a woman president of color.
And do you think people in the U.S. are ready for a woman president?
Yeah, because there hasn't been a woman president
Because there
yet.
hasn't been one yet.
The fact that she's a woman and she's black, that could help kids who are like her or are different feel a lot more accepted.
Still, some students had different views about gender.
I just feel like boys would probably be better as president, but she's pretty and stuff.
Cute.
But I just don't think a woman would be right for a president.
Okay.
Yeah, so why do you think a woman wouldn't be right for a president in your view?
I think because only boys have been president before, and that they would be more stronger.
Okay.
Overall, the biggest finding, the children in the study were polarized, with what researchers called more extreme responses from the blue state kids than the red state kids.
Donald Trump, he did bad things. He's like Hitler.
He only wanted to be president so that he can just control everybody.
Trump is supporting January 6th now. I remember that January 6th, it was a bunch of Republicans believing Trump. I feel like they thought Trump was a god. People got arrested. I think one officer died afterwards. That was a big day.
The study found that these Democrat-leaning kids were about 9 times more likely to express negative emotions about Donald Trump than Republican-leaning kids were about Kamala Harris. Why might that be? Psychologist Ashley Landrum has some ideas.
So Donald Trump is a very polarizing figure, and it's very possible that the kids are reacting to their parents reacting to Donald Trump being a very different kind of political figure than what we've seen before. So do the red state kids hold as strong of attitudes? Well, not when we're talking about Kamala Harris. In part, that could be because they don't know that much about her.
Landrum was also curious about how kids saw their peers in the political divide.
So, do you think that the kids that live in those 2 houses would be friends with each other?
They can. There's no law breaking that.
It doesn't matter if you are different by skin color, or it doesn't matter if you are different by people. You can still be friends.
The study found that Republican-leaning kids were more open to visiting a Democrat-supporting household. But Democrat-leaning kids were about 5 times more likely to say they would not want to go to a pro-Trump house.
Would they be okay with you going over to somebody's house who is really supportive of President Trump?
No,
No? And why not?
because they know that he's not like black people, so they will not be happy to see me.
Would your family let you go over to somebody's house who's really supportive of Donald Trump?
No.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
And why not?
Because my mom and dad don't like Donald Trump at all. Not a single bit.
Would you be okay going over to somebody's house whose family really likes Kamala Harris?
I think it'd be fine. It's just about the personality of the people.
Would your family be okay if you went over to somebody's house who really liked Donald Trump?
If I want to be real over here, so if I just went over there, I imagine be a good old argument or a fight. Maybe like a food fight or something.
You Lexi.
Let's not forget, this is a study about 10 and 11-year-olds. And one issue they all had strong feelings on was Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris.
Are you a fan of Taylor Swift?
Ew.
No? So Taylor Swift said who she wanted to vote for. Do you think that her vote is going to influence the election?
Yes.
Yeah? Why do you think that?
The Swifties will follow her lead.
Do you think that her
Swifties.
endorsement would impact the election?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Why do you think that she would have such a big impact on the election?
Because she's like very, very popular.
Yeah.
Ask half of the school, they'll tell you.
Like I said, the brutal honesty of kids are like they're second to none. And you know, when they talked about the failed assassination attempt, it just made me realize, I don't know if you can, but point me. Has there been any video or any interview where anybody or anyone from the Democratic Party have ever been asked about that day? Point me. Maybe I missed the video, but has there been any video of an interviewer asking anybody from the Democratic Party about that day? And when I mean anybody from the Democratic, I mean the candidates themselves, Harris and Walz. Have there been any time where they've been asked about that particular day? Or they act like it does not exist? Because well, you guys, uh today is 1st of October and November is next month. It is no longer 4 months away. It is no longer 5 months away. It is next month. Who are you voting for? Who has your vote? Tell us also your reason. Tell us also your reason. Just yesterday, we did check out, still college students. They were all asked, they were all, Harry supporters. And they were asked why they like her or why they love her and why they're proud of her. And the only thing we heard was just because she's a woman and because she's a person of color. When asked about our policies, they don't know. Nothing. So, you guys, please don't be swayed by the media. I think that we've had like enough debate. And so you sit down, go back, watch those videos, and see whose policy, who has. I mean, because both of them will tell you they have, the American people in mind, but like, whose policy resonates well with you? Whose policy do you see that would work in the next 3 years, in the next 2 years? They both, and the sweetest part about this is the both candidates have past records. They have. Trump was once the president. Harris is currently the vice president. So like they have records, and honestly, their records should speak for themselves. We can make America great again. Because it is very, very possible. Going back to once you once knew. It's possible. I keep saying this, that you remember when some time ago, years ago, when everyone was saying, oh, Trump will bring the third world war, Trump will bring another war, Trump will do this, Trump will do that, Trump will do that. During his tenure, you can agree with me, was one of the most peaceful tenures. Where did you hear wars? You did not. You did not. So you guys, I know I talk a lot. Please. November is so close. It's so close now. In fact, let the countdown begin. Who has your votes? I'll see you in the comment section. Do have a great day.